The best music has a way of evoking an emotional response in its listeners, whether that's nostalgia, excitement, or any number of feelings. Country music is no different, but it does have a certain reputation for its heartbreaking anthems. Blake Shelton, who has a new singing competition coming this fall to the 2025 TV schedule, may have just one-upped the entire genre with his latest release that had Gwen Stefani unable to stop crying and allegedly caused one label executive to have a heart attack. Let Him In Anyway was officially released last week and will be a single on Blake Shelton's upcoming album for recreational use only. The song reportedly struck a chord with wife Gwen Stefani, whose relationship with Blake Shelton started after they met on The Voice. As John Loba, the president of Frontline Recordings, North America, told American Songwriter, he was playing it for Gwen, and Gwen started playing it for herself. They were headed out for some event, and she had all her makeup on. She cried the first time she heard it. Then she played it again and cried and played it again and cried. Blake is like, "Sweetie, you gotta get yourself together. We gotta go to this event." That's pretty intense. Not only that the song was sad enough to make the No Doubt frontwoman, who married the country singer in 2021, cried all her makeup off before an event, but that she thought it was good enough to listen to repeatedly after having that reaction. So what is Let Him In Anyway about? The lyrics reference the death of a loved one who wasn't quite the Christian he was supposed to be, with the singer praying that his friend be allowed into heaven anyway. Blake Shelton, the charming country music star known for his witty humor and undeniable charisma, is often associated with feel-good anthems and catchy tunes that capture the essence of American country living. However, his latest release has taken a deeply emotional turn, a departure from his usual style, and it's proving to be so powerful that even those closest to him were left reeling in its wake. The song is so heartbreakingly beautiful that it allegedly reduced Gwen Stefani to tears and left a label executive so overwhelmed that he reportedly suffered a literal heart attack. Blake Shelton has always had a knack for stirring emotions with his music, but this new track, which he wrote following a deeply personal experience, goes above and beyond anything fans and industry professionals could have expected. The rawness and vulnerability Blake pours into the lyrics make it feel as though he's laying bare his soul for the world to see. It's a departure from the confident, witty Blake that the public is used to, instead offering a side of him that is deeply introspective and uncomfortably honest. But what was it about this song that left Gwen crying and an executive in such shock that it allegedly caused a heart attack? Let's delve into this emotionally charged story, the heart-wrenching inspiration behind the song. Before we even get to the emotional reaction it's causing, let's first understand what makes this song so poignant. Shelton, who has often written songs based on personal experiences, tapped into some of his most vulnerable moments for this track. It was written during a period of reflection, following the deep emotional journey he had gone through in his life. From his divorce from Miranda Lambert to the newfound love he found with Gwen Stefani, Blake's emotional roller coaster has been anything but ordinary. The song, reportedly titled Shattered Pieces, is a heart-wrenching ballad about loss, longing, and the consequences of heartache. It delves into the aftermath of a broken relationship, exploring the emotional fragmentation that comes with losing someone you thought you'd spend your life with. The lyrics are raw, poetic, and agonizingly beautiful, capturing a side of Shelton's soul that fans may have never seen before. It's a song that takes its listener on an emotional journey, leaving them with a feeling of bittersweet longing. According to Blake himself, the inspiration for the song came during a quiet moment of introspection, when he was reflecting on his past relationships and the lessons they taught him. The song's melody, soft and melancholic, coupled with its poignant lyrics, reflects Blake's vulnerability. It's a stark contrast from the upbeat, fun songs he's known for, and that's exactly what makes it so powerful. Gwen Stefani, who has been a constant source of support for Blake, had the privilege of hearing the song before its release. According to insiders close to the couple, Blake played it for Gwen during a quiet evening at home. She had already heard the song in its early stages, but when it was fully produced and finished, the emotional impact was so strong that it brought her to tears. It wasn't just a tear or two, it was a full emotional breakdown, as Gwen allegedly couldn't stop crying after hearing the song in its final form. Gwen, who is no stranger to heartbreak and public challenges herself, seemed to connect deeply with the song's themes of loss and emotional fragility. As someone who has lived through her own share of heartache, particularly in the wake of her high-profile divorce from Gavin Rossdale, Gwen could undoubtedly relate to the raw emotion Blake poured into the song. Her reaction wasn't just about the melody or the lyrics, it was about the pain that was etched into every note. Blake had never sounded so vulnerable, and it struck a chord in a way she couldn't have anticipated. The emotional weight of the song affected her deeply. In fact, those close to the couple noted that Gwen, ever the composed and poised artist, seemed visibly shaken and overwhelmed by the heartfelt lyrics. Blake's openness about his emotional state and the way he conveyed such personal pain through his music made Gwen reflect on their own relationship, as well as the challenges they'd both overcome to get to where they are today. For Gwen, it was as though she was hearing Blake's heart laid bare, and it brought up a flood of emotions. In interviews after the song was revealed, Gwen admitted that hearing the song was one of the most emotional experiences she'd ever had with Blake. She spoke about how proud she was of him for being so open and vulnerable in his music, and how the song made her reflect on the powerful connection they share. For Gwen, the lyrics were a reminder of the profound journey they had both been on, individually and as a couple, and how much they had healed together. The label executive's reaction: a literal heart attack. But the emotional journey didn't end with Gwen's tears. The reaction from Blake's label executives was so intense that one of them, reportedly overwhelmed by the sheer emotional weight of the song, had an unexpected health scare. According to several sources close to the situation, a senior executive at Blake's record label, who had been privy to the song before its public release, had such a visceral reaction to its poignancy that he allegedly suffered a heart attack shortly after hearing it. The executive, who had worked in the industry for decades and had heard countless songs in his career, reportedly collapsed in his office after hearing the final version of Shattered Pieces. The song's unrelenting sadness, paired with Blake's emotional delivery, was too much for him to bear, and he was taken to the hospital shortly thereafter. Fortunately, the executive survived the scare and was said to be recovering, but the incident speaks to just how powerful the song's emotional impact was. It wasn't just a minor reaction, it was a literal, life-altering moment, a testament to the overwhelming emotional force behind Blake's music. Industry insiders who witnessed the fallout described the scene as chaotic, with many in the room stunned and visibly shaken by the song's intensity. For the label executive, it wasn't just a song, it was a seismic emotional event that seemed to shake him to his core. The Aftermath, a song that reshaped Blake Shelton's career. Blake Shelton's Shattered Pieces has become more than just another chart-topping country ballad. It's a cultural moment, a turning point in Blake's career, and an anthem for anyone who has ever experienced loss. The emotional reaction from both Gwen and the label executive highlights just how deeply the song resonates with people on a personal level. As word of the song's impact spread, fans and critics alike have praised Blake for his bravery in sharing such a vulnerable side of himself. It's rare for an artist to show such emotional depth, especially in a genre like country music, where tough exteriors are often celebrated. But with this new song, Blake Shelton has proven that he is not just a hitmaker, he is a true artist capable of touching people's hearts in ways that few can. In the end, Shattered Pieces is more than just a song. It's a testament to the power of music to heal, to connect, and to break us wide open. For Gwen Stefani, it was a reminder of the strength of her relationship with Blake. For the label executive, it was a wake-up call about the power of music to move us in ways we never expect. And for Blake Shelton, it was a reminder that true strength comes from vulnerability. And sometimes, the most powerful thing an artist can do is break down the walls and let the tears flow.